Are you a student who's already gotten an admit, has already gotten the Form I-20 from the university and are ready to fly? Not yet. There's one more critical step left to go, which is the US F1 student visa. This is a video from Gradvine where we talk about the common causes for rejection or denial of the student visa, where we talk about what consular officers are actually looking for from a student in the interview, and then a few tips and tricks here and there for you to ace that visa interview and fly to the university of your dreams. So stay tuned. So much of your future actually depends on that 2 to 3 minute conversation or an interview with the visa consular officer. This conversation determines whether you will be able to study at the university of your choice in the US or not. Let's first look at different kinds of visa refusals and denials, and then try and jump into how we can sidestep each one of these. Primarily, there are 3 kinds of visa refusals or denials. One is where you've filled in inaccurate information in the application form. This could be inaccurate information in the DS-160 or while filling the visa form itself. You could also be convicted of a crime which you would have stated otherwise, and you could have overstayed your visa, your past visa in the US. That's category 1. Even though this is pretty rare, happens to about 1 to 2% of people in terms of refusals. The second kind of refusal is the most popular one that F1 student visa applicants usually face. This is called the 214B, the 214B. Unlike popular conception, US F1 student visa is a non-immigrant visa, which means that the onus is on the student to convince the authority that they are going to go study and then subsequently move back to their home country. So you are perceived to be an immigrant unless otherwise proven. This goes against the entirety of the US legal system in terms of the philosophy, but it is what it is. The third kind of visa refusal is a 221G. A 221G is where the visa officer requires additional documentation, either in terms of your transcripts, your work experience, the kind of research that you've done. If it is in a secret or a very sensitive area as such, that's when the visa officer will ask for additional documents. A 221G is not a refusal per se, it's just administrative inquiry for additional documents, and then the visa is either granted or denied depending on what documentation you would have shared. Now that we've looked at the different kinds of visa refusals and denials, let's look at some common causes for each one of these. Like I explained, the 214B is the most common cause for denial of a student visa, and here are things that can make the visa consular officer give you a 214B. Point number 1, if you do not have enough funding, or the visa officer does not believe or think that you will be able to afford the education in the university that you're going to, that could lead to a 214B rejection. The second cause is that your academic credentials are not up to the mark. You've studied something and are going to study something else, and that does not fit into the overall story or the narrative, which simply means that the visa officer is not convinced by the academic integrity and credentials that you come with. This could lead to another refusal under 214B. The third reason for a refusal could be that you are going to a university that is not accredited, or that's not really anything special, whereas you could get all of that education in your own home country itself. That could also lead to a rejection. Keep in mind, folks, that 214B is arbitrary and is up to the visa officer to either put you in the bucket of yes, grant visa, or no, don't grant the visa. So the onus is on you to be able to convince the visa authority that you are going to do what you say you are going to do, which is that you will go study in the university of your choice, take advantage of all of the benefits of the university, but ultimately show strong ties back to your home country and return back after you finish your education. Alright, so we've looked at common causes for denial. We've looked at the different kinds of denials. So here is what you can do to impress the consular officer and make sure they put you in the yes category for giving an F1 student visa. First and foremost, understand that the visa officer's time is absolutely precious. They're looking to wrap up as many interviews as they can in the shortest amount of time, and therefore the onus is on you to provide them with all of the accurate information that they need to be able to give you a student visa. That's point number one. Make sure to have all your documents handy. Make sure to submit each one of these documents as proof of what you're trying to say when the visa officer asks for it. Point number two is to make sure to give answers in full sentences. More often than not, students usually reply in a one word or in a couple of words as such, which is not enough for the visa officer to adjudicate your case of giving you the visa or not. So make sure your sentences are complete, make sure you're giving them additional documentation, and overall, just be confident in your ability to go to the university, study hard, and then subsequently show the intent of coming back to your home country to either work in the corporate world, in startups, or take up your own family business. I hope that this video is informational for you. If it was, please feel free to share it with anyone else you think could benefit from this video. And as always, stay tuned for more videos like this. Take care.